Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development Consulting. As we started down this path, I really challenge you to think about what are the biggest profitability killers in your organization. As we started to dig into those profitability killers, we started looking at, it really starts at the top. There's some high risk areas, and some of those are really top down leadership and communication. As we're going to really dig in here, the last message that I shared like this, the last time I gave you a brief synopsis of what we're covering, we started looking at the cost of high turnover and how high turnover isn't just about the dollars in the bottom line. It has so many different places that it touches. And I introduced that idea. What we're going to do here is we're really going to dive into the extended reach of turnover costs. It's not just one thing. It's not just about who we're paying for the recruiting, who we're paying for the advertisements, who we're paying to create some of the job postings. There's a lot of costs that often go unnoticed, and we're going to work through those. Now, the first and foremost is, just like I said, it's not tied to just hiring. It's so many other ways that those really touch the organization. It's about, hey, where does the work go? If we lose a lot of folks, somebody's got to absorb that. Some of that cost might be tied to excessive overtime. Some of that cost might be tied to, just the poor quality that ripples over. And we're gonna, I share an article and I dig into some specific points that really touch on 7 different things. And here's a spoiler. All of them, every single one, even the pay and benefits that are just mentioned briefly from that article, are all tied back to leadership. We're going to talk about them. We're going to dive a little bit deeper, not as much as we will later on as we dive into the specific profitability killer on engagement, but we're going to talk about how it's kind of cyclical, where high turnover really begets low engagement, and that low engagement that comes from it begets more high turnover, and back and forth and back and forth. And then we're going to look at how the downward spiral impacts both our company culture and those values that we hold so dear, that we want our folks to uphold, that we want to spill over into how we treat and how we serve our customers and clients. And when we've got such high turnover, that's really tough to maintain. And in many cases, it's not maintained. It actually spirals on and on and on until, gosh, either the company is known for something completely different or it's not there at all. So those are the things we're going to address here. As we move forward, we're soon going to look at how do we make sure we're giving those employees, the ones that are the voluntary turnover folks, the ones that are most critical to our bottom line, the most critical to really driving the right things in our organizations, the ones that are choosing to leave, not just because they're retiring, not just because, hey, they're not performing, but the ones that are great, but are choosing to do something different for someone different. We're going to look at how can we make sure we give them every reason we possibly can to stay in the organization and be some of the top performers that we could ever hope for. Now, before we do that, wherever you're accessing this, I'm going to challenge you. If you've never done it, work through the assessment that we've got. It's a short video assessment. It's on the homepage of our site, but we've got some links wherever you're accessing this that you can work through and answer a couple questions in that video, and help. We can start the process of looking at where are those biggest profitability killers in your organization, and what are the tools that we might be able to help you with right away to give you that shot in the arm, so to speak, to start addressing those profitability killers and really capture that margin back so you can do with it what you need to serve your team, to have a better lifestyle for yourself, to do whatever it is that your organization is really out to do. Hope that serves you well. Look forward to any feedback and look forward to seeing your assessment results and working through this with you on probably a one-on-one basis. Make it a great day. God bless.